Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular town board meeting for April 27th. I'd ask everybody to please silence their cell phones and ask everybody to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'll ask for a moment of silent reflection, please. Thank you very much. We do not have a reassessment presentation. So what I do is change or amend the agenda, take out that reassessment presentation. Does anybody else have anything to add, change to the agenda? Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resident statements. Jeanette Hanson, 768 Fletcher Road. Yes.
I'm understanding that you may or may not be voting in the traffic study for Fletcher or Swan and.
Yeah, I was going to make a motion to get a traffic study done at Model City and Swan.
Okay. So I might have questions after that.
Okay, that, you want to speak at the end of the meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay. And Isabella, are you here for school?
Yeah.
So you're just signing in? I'm assuming the same for Deanna? Okay. We won't hold it. We won't make you get up and speak. Kyle King.
I'm actually just going to speak at the end as well.
Okay. Clay Miller.
Here.
Yep.
Clay Miller, 4557 Creek Road. I have a few different topics. This won't take too long, but just to kind of go in order. The first is pickleball, and I can't believe I'm just saying that in a town board meeting, the term pickleball, but anyway, I'm not really against the idea or for the idea, really. I'm pretty agnostic to the idea, but I guess I'm just most interested in the decision-making process to allocate $500,000. It was mentioned last meeting, something along the lines of, we have $500,000 to spend, so why not spend it? And I actually agree with that in theory. I guess, you know, I'm hoping to hear how thoughtful the allocation of money is for that project. I understand the mechanisms and limitations that town has with Greenway money, right? It's similar to a grant. You get the money and you have to spend it, and if you don't spend it, they take the grant from you. That makes sense. I guess I'm just trying to understand, you know, what data you may have that said or points to the fact that a pickleball complex is the best use of that money. As I shared with most of you folks, either publicly or privately, I think what you guys have done with the recreational facilities and the Greenway projects is great. To me and maybe some other people, a pickleball complex maybe is a little outside the lines of kind of that linear mission that we've done around the town. So, secondly, I hope this is built in the right way, because I think pickleball, I don't know anything about pickleball, but it seems like people like it. It also seems like it could be like rollerblading, right? Where towns and municipalities built rollerblade parks. Rollerblading was really great for 20 years, and then no one rollerblading anymore. Now towns are left with a whole bunch of jumps and pavement, things like that. So I just hope that's taken into consideration, and when it is built, there's thought that goes into potential repurposing of that space 20 years down the line, because a large paved complex is hard to do something with. So,
They can be converted back to tennis, or into tennis courts also, because a lot of people are converting tennis courts into pickleball courts. They can be converted back.
like I said,
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just wondering, like, how that decision was made. Like, I'm not here to argue, or
Right.
I'm just wondering how the decision was made that the town needs a pickleball court.
Okay.
So that's something you can comment on, or
Well, when you finish.
when I finish. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Okay, so that's on the pickleball. Like I said, I'm more interested in the decision making process. The second thing is more of a ask for help. So there's this woman online that may or may not have had her property damaged by the town road or public works department. She's been posting online how to get help, how to get in contact with someone. So I told her that I was coming today, and I don't want to blow up her name in public, but I'm wondering if after the meeting I could email somebody her name. And I'm not saying it was happened or didn't happen. I'm just saying she was kind of just spitting into the wind, and I said, "Oh." So that's all I have. And I would just say that I appreciate what you guys do most of the time, and $500,000 is a big allocation of money, so I just hope it's done right. So,
Thanks.
Just have her give me a call or email, whatever she wants to do, and we'll take care of
I
it.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Just to make a quick comment on pickleball courts. Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in America, and we have 2 courts at Kiwanis that are constantly used. So we had some people that were using our parking lot at the senior center with a temporary net, which isn't the best to have people out in the parking lot. So actually Lockport has a phenomenal pickleball court. They put it on Day Road, and they're one of their town parks, a 4-court. So we researched it. We talked to the gentleman who's one of the guys that plays at the senior center, and he's an engineer. He's donating his time to design it. And we talked to the village. They want one. You know, they would like it at the plateau. If that gets worked out, that's where it'll go. But we don't lose the grant money. The Greenway money is Taos and Greenway money. So it's not like you use it or lose it. It's not a situation like that. If you ever want to go over it, then you call them.
No, I guess that was my question. Like, if we have to spend it, I was under the impression we had to spend the money, like, similar to not-for-profit.
I mean, you want to spend it for, but you don't want to, you're not going to lose it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? That's all I had signed in. Department head statements.
I just want to make note that this senior center has their farm market daily, and their last day to buy fresh produce would be on May 20th. They're going to stop it. The company said it's not worth it for them to come out here, so the last day will be May 20th. That's it.
Thank you. Chief, anything?
No report.
Tim? No. Jackie Agnello is at finance school in Canandaigua. She will not be here. Mike?
Yes, sorry, I was just looking something up here. We discussed last meeting about putting a guardrail at the end of the Swan and Model City Road.
Yes.
The company did send me a revised bill, quote, I should say, and there was a change in the price, so we were looking at $8,455.45 for that. And Al had asked me if it was the only company around that does do it. They are. They're the only ones in our bid book that actually physically install the guardrails. Everybody else just sells the parts. But I'm not comfortable with installing it ourselves.
Do you have what we approved, the number?
Give me one second here.
I just want to note the difference.
$7,670.20.
The new one is what, 8,000?
$455.45.
So I would need a motion to update the bid for a guardrail at the intersection of Model City and Swan in the amount of $8,455.45.
I'll make the motion. Pardon?
Yes, from H97. So we have a motion from Councilman Morel. Can I get a second? We have a motion and a second. Any questions for Mike Boyce? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Is that it?
No, the guys have been out with the hot box, filling potholes around town. Fixing some of our worst spots than others. We finally did get our bids from Niagara County so that we do know what we are going to pave this season. I have a list here if you would like me to read it.
Yeah, please do.
We're looking at Sherwood Court, Park Lane, Oak Ridge Lane, Briarwood Lane, University Drive, Hillside Drive, Orchard Drive, Cliff Road, Meadow Road, Sullivan Court, Bronson Drive, Bridle Path Lane, Carriage Lane, Paddock Lane, and Bruin Drive for our mills and paves this year. I'm still working on the other stuff like the micro paving and crack sealing. So next meeting I will have a total of what we're looking at.
Good. Thank you. Jeff Ritter?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Okay. Bob Lyman?
No question.
No, nothing?
Nothing, thank you.
Tim Smith?
We started our baseball and softball season. We're well over 250 kids, which is more than we've ever had. And then we're also in our camp season. We just accepted for all of our camps through there. We've got over 300 kids that have signed up. Unfortunately, we can't take that many. We weren't able to add another counselor through Jackie, which we could get more kids into Fletcher. So we got up to over 200 kids, and we got over 300 signed up, which is a good thing. Nice problem to have, but unfortunately we can't take everybody. But we just keep growing, which is a nice thing.
Good.
So,
Good. Thank you very much. Approval of the meeting minutes from the April 13th work session.
I review them and I make the motion, we accept them as presented. I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Abstract of claims, Councilman Burke.
I reviewed the claims, Linda answered all my questions. I'd like to recommend payment in the amount of $196,869.32, plus a post audit in the amount of $10,674.09, for a total of $207,543.41. That's a motion, I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second.
Yep, just to clarify, the number should be entered into the record, the 26 dash, and won't be records or not.
You want to?
Yeah, claim number 26-00972 through 26-01091.
Thank you.
So we have an amended motion. Want to second it again?
Oh, no,
Second. Oh, who seconded?
You seconded it.
You did.
Robert.
Yeah. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And under new business, I know we don't have anything on the agenda, but last week we were awarded or given a 250th anniversary of our country flag. It's this one right down here. Tamara, you want to help me real quick? Just to show everybody, they're going to be flown in local businesses. We're going to fly it here at the town as well. And this is from Niagara County, from the Niagara County Legislature. So that'll be flying over town hall. We're probably going to put it up a week before Memorial Day and fly it right through July 4th. So that's the flag they gave out. So for those of you old enough to remember the 200, the bicentennial, it's quite an event. And I know the fireworks in Lewiston are going to be they're going to put a little bit more into them again, just like they did for the bicentennial of the town, so mark it on the calendar, July 4th for the Lewiston Fire, quite a show. So after that, under my liaison report, Parco Building, when they came out here, when we originally approved their, the building back here plus the concrete, we all agreed here at Town Hall that the pad that they were gonna put out here for our picnic table and picnic area was too small. So they changed it from a 10-foot by 10-foot to a 10-foot by 14-foot. And it added $780 to the bid. So I'd like to approve a change order to Parco Building Supplies in the amount of $780 on the nose.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Also, we put out sealed bids for our police department. We got those results back. We got one bid on every project. When you go to a sealed bid, you're allowed to accept just one bidder. So I would ask for a motion for the Town of Lewiston Police Office window and door replacement project, American Glass and Mirror, in the amount of $84,500 to be paid out of the H98. I ask for a motion for that.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a bid for the Town of Lewiston Police Department roof replacement project, also out of H98, to Elmer W. Davis Company in the amount of $156,881. I'd ask for a motion to approve that.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
I do have a question.
Yep, go ahead.
Complete. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
thank you.
And our third bid is for Town of Lewiston Police rooftop HVAC unit replacement project. The bidder was Steve's Heating and Cooling and Air Conditioning in the amount of $38,900, also to be paid out of the H98 account. Is there a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Congratulations, Chief. Well, long overdue.
Looking forward to it not raining inside.
Yeah, not quite that bad.
No.
Nothing under legal engineering or finance tonight? Councilman Byrd.
We have a new hire for the Sanborn Fire Company with a motion to approve the following: Aidan Bateman. That's a motion to Sanborn Fire.
That's a motion, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else, Councilman?
Nope.
Councilman Morial.
I got nothing tonight.
Councilman Myers.
Yeah, just a few events coming up at the Sanborn Fire Museum. I received correspondence that they are having a car part swap on Sunday, May 3rd from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Fire Museum. Admission and space is by donation for that event. Then they have their famous pork loin dinner coming up on May 16th. That's from 4 to 7 p.m. or until it's gone. Also at the Fire Museum on Saunders Settlement. For that meal, pork loin, mashed potato, stuffing, carrots, green beans, a whole 2 cup and dessert. And $16 for adults, and kids over 12 are $10. And then they'll also be having their regular scheduled Historical Society meeting on Tuesday, May 26th at 7 p.m. Speaker series entitled The Music of Ireland by Bonfire.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Webster.
Yes, I got a couple of things on the agenda. The first is, I'm seeking approval, so I guess this would be a motion for a resolution for May to be designated the Older Americans Month. Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
Okay. Whereas older Americans in the United States, through their knowledge, talents, and abilities, contribute to the success of our country and its communities. Their contributions benefit not only their well-being, but all citizens of our great nation. And whereas the town of Lewiston is proud of our older Americans, they make Lewiston a better place to live, work, and play because of their enthusiasm, vitality, and commitment to our community. And now, therefore, let it be known, in formal recognition of the aforesaid and as an expression of pride and gratitude in the town of Lewiston's older Americans, the town of Lewiston Town Board hereby proclaims the month of May 2026 to be Older Americans Month in the town of Lewiston, New York.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, I know.
So that,
I got a whole
we'll
lot.
take that as a motion?
Yes, that is a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, and then if it's okay for me to just move the order just a little bit, I'd like to move on to the recreational hires. We have quite a bit of hires for this year because our program, thanks to Tim, has really grown by leaps and bounds. So I'm not going to read everybody's name, but if anybody is interested, these are entered into public record or you can come up afterwards. So the first is a motion to please approve the following seasonal hires in the recreation department for our spring-summer recreation season. They will be starting their seasonal hours on May 1st, 2026. And we have one individual that will be a seasonal recreation leader at $18.90 per hour. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 also seasonal recreational leaders at $16.50.
I'll second it.
So that's a motion as presented, seconded by Councilman Royale. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so the next one is to please approve the following seasonal hires in the recreation department for our spring-summer recreation season. They will be starting their seasonal hours on May 1st, 2026, and we have 15 that will be hired at $16 per hour, and that is a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second as presented. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, and then we have a third one that is please approve the following seasonal hires in the recreation department for our spring-summer recreation season. They will be starting their seasonal hours on May 1st, 2026. And we have one recreational leader that will be $16.25 per hour, with the remaining four at $16 per hour. So that,
So we have a motion and a second as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
okay, my last order of business tonight is unfortunately we need to dissolve the contract at the senior center for the bathroom renovations and kitchen renovation. So I would like to be able to make a motion to dissolve that contract, and then also to give me the authority to have the proper documentation to be signed, and also the check for services rendered to be given to the contractor. We have a meeting tomorrow in order to do that.
I'll make that motion.
Do you have the dollar amount for the settlement?
It's
31.
like 30, yeah, it's like 30,880 and change around there, so it's under 31,000.
Okay. So the motion will be to dissolve the senior center contract with Thompson's Roofing, correct?
Tuscarora.
Tuscarora Roofing.
Yes.
Tuscarora
And then
Roofing.
also to give me authority to have the release form signed and then to be able to turn over the check to Tuscarora.
The check is for the work that has been completed.
Yep, check for the work that's been completed and also for cabinets that were already ordered prior to the dissolution.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, and then my last is I would like to make a motion that we go back out to bid for the women's restroom and the kitchen renovations at the senior center.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Move down to resident statements. Kyle King.
Almost fell on my face. I'm actually just here to, I spoke to Attorney Bax this morning. I sent a video over this weekend, I believe, to all of you. If you didn't get it,
I saw.
You did see it. This has been an ongoing situation that's been going on for 4 years. All right, we're not leaving. We're not going anywhere. So I don't know what's going to happen here or what's got to give, but I'm at a point where I pulled a permit for a fence almost 2 years ago. That fence is still on hold today because of a site plan that has nothing to do with my fence. Okay, I'm going to continue to put the fence up along the right side of my property. The police actually advised me to do so. I can't sit here and live my life like this any longer. I have been disrespected by this neighbor for almost 4 years. My children have sat there and watched it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to sit here and listen to him come to every town board meeting and portray us as the problem and he's the victim. It's not that at all. It's the complete opposite, and every other neighbor that lives around us sees it. But yet we sat here for 4 years and been scrutinized. It's not fair. It's not fair, Steve. I don't know what I need to do to get this fence going, but I need to do it immediately. So what needs to be done for this permit to be pushed through? You've seen the video this morning. This happens on a regular basis, Tim. I take my kids in the morning to school. I'll drive them to Tim Hortons first. They'll be walking out of Tim Hortons doing that same stuff just to try to egg me on, to try to push me over that edge. And it's working. And one of these days something's going to happen, and and then everybody's going to say, well, it should have been stopped. The police do nothing about it. I'm sorry, but they've done nothing. They sit there and they tell him one thing and me another. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't. I mean, a year ago, he tried to run my father into oncoming traffic on the road. A police officer witnessed it, and they said, there's nothing we can do. He witnessed it happen. What would it have taken, him being hit by a car? I don't know what more to do. I really don't. I'm sitting here in disbelief because you guys all seem to side with a neighbor that is seriously the problem. We live our life by ourselves. We don't bother anybody on our road. But for some reason, every time I come to a meeting and I listen to this man talk, it's us we're the problem. We're not the problem. I can promise you, I have over 40 videos. Would you like me to send you all the 40 of them? Because it goes on and on and on, and it never ends, Steve. It's been going on for 4 years, since the day we moved in. The guy threatened to kill my kids if they step on his property. But yet I'm standing up here today, ready to break down, because I'm at my wit's end, man. I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
I don't. And I need help. I need to do this fast.
Yeah.
I asked for the next steps. You know what the cops told me on Saturday? You're going to have to wait till it escalates. What? My dad was right there. I'm going to have to wait till it escalates, till he shoots somebody, or till I get in a confrontation with him where we're physically, something's going on? No, I shouldn't have to wait for that. Something should be done. The harassment has been going on for 4 years. The guys followed me to my kid's school. I got it all on tape. I mean, this is not normal stuff.
Okay.
It's got to be done. And I'm sorry, but I have to continue this fence. So I need to know what my next route is. We need to come to some type of agreement where I can put this fence up. I'm trying to stop this problem. So please understand that.
I'm just waiting until you're finished.
Yeah.
Mr. Supervisor, I spoke to Mr. Masters today about the video and also the status of Mr. King was bringing in another application for a dry, what would you call it, a hay barn?
A hay barn, yeah.
Okay, so I was expecting that this morning and he wasn't able to bring it in today. But in Mr. King's email, he had mentioned something about a fence, etc. And Mr. Masters and I don't know if we located it yet, the application.
Well, we were gonna do it today, but then my schedule and your schedule didn't work out.
So we'll look into it for you.
Please.
And if you could send me the rest of those videos, I'd be interested in.
Yes, there's multiple videos. I probably have 40. She's probably got 30 on her phone.
Okay.
It's been going on for 4 years. It's consistent. It's not. This is clearly a neighbor feud that has turned into something much more. And it's obviously your own. It's not fair. It's just
Thank you.
You know, Kyle, I want to make a comment. This town board has not taken the side. Okay, you might think it has, but when you came to me 4 or 5 years ago when you bought the property, we advised you then what you wanted to do on that property was against the town code. Okay, we had that discussion. We even talked about other locations you do it. Not once has this town board taken a side. Okay, just so you know. So when you say, you know, we take his side, we listen to him just like we listen to you, right? And
Well, you haven't really listened to me though, because I haven't came to every meeting and talked to you guys.
I mean, I've listened to you every time you've
Yeah.
spoken. I've never shut you down or anything like that. I talked to you here, so, but we haven't taken a side, so I just want to clear the air there, so, but, yeah. Okay, anybody else would like to speak? Yes, sir.
Just real quick. I've seen the videos too. Part of the government's obligation is to, at some point, step aside from code, step aside from variances, step aside from site plans, and just think outside the box and say, something is going to happen here that everyone should know is going to happen. I mean, this is on the news all the time. There's podcasts about stuff like this. We have the town attorney, we have the town supervisor, who's a retired law enforcement officer, and we have, I'm assuming, the chief of police in Lewiston, correct? Sorry. Between the three of you, you have an obligation to not only the Kings, but to the neighbor, to bring the temperature down. The easiest way to do that is let them build a fence. He asked you a direct question, with all due respect, what needs to be done to build the fence? And all you did was stare back at him.
Well, I believe the answer though.
Oh, okay, but then this should come like this. The town has an obligation now. You guys brought this up, and I'm not here to speak yay or nay about the issue. This has gone now well past anything about a farm. You have a person on one side of the property line making obscene gestures to another person. I would just say that it's time to put a lot of this stuff aside. And if he wants to build a fence, let him build the fence. Let the temperature cool a bit. Because this is not productive. It's not productive for his family. It's not productive for the town board. It's not productive for the police. It's not productive for anyone. A cedar fence going down the thing can easily be taken down if something changes. Seems like the best solution in the interim to bring the temperature down. And that, with all due respect, is what everyone in this room, from this side forward, is goal and obligation and why you're voted in. When stuff goes wrong, people look to you to come up with a solution. Site plans and all this stuff is great, but we have to figure out a way to bring the temperature down. And at least allow let the kids be able to go to school or sit in buildings without something happening.
They sent him back in my place that maybe with my kids. They have harassed them. My kids are scared to even go even near their place set. We moved it too many times. They follow us.
Okay.
Mr. Supervisor, if I may just comment, just to say the reason Mr. Masters isn't responding is because it's a public comment. It's not for a give and take. If that type of dialogue is requested, we could do that at a different time, but not necessarily in a public open meeting right now. That's fair.
Thank you. If anybody else like to speak?
Me?
Yep.
I don't know how that works. I was just wondering if there's any.
Oh, you know what? I forgot.
Okay.
So, I've talked to Ms. Hanson before. She spoke at our 2 meetings ago, I think. So, and I apologize. So what I would like to ask is for a motion to get a traffic study done at the intersection of Model City and Swan to assess the situation there, and not necessarily just for a 3-way stop that you're requesting, but just an overall assessment of the traffic, and they'll do that. So I would ask for that motion.
I'll make the motion.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That's it. Thank you. Sorry, I totally forgot. So, would you like to speak in regards to anything else? Okay. So with that, I will read the upcoming board commission meetings. The town board work session will be on May 11th at 6 p.m. I don't know if there's going to be a historic preservation meeting on May 12th. If it is, it's May 12th at 5:45 p.m. Zoning and planning are both still on, Tim?
Yes.
Okay. Zoning board on May 14th at 6:30 p.m. and planning board May 21st at 6 p.m. Our regular town board meeting is May 28th. That is a Thursday due to Memorial Day being on May 25th, which the town will be closed on Memorial Day, the 25th. So the regular town board meeting, May 28th, 6 p.m. With that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Thanks, everybody, for coming. If you need anything signed from the school, just come on up and sign it. Any one of us can sign them.
No, it's your spot.
Yeah, you can say, look at my dog.